Alright, welcome back for some more low budget yoga. I'm Tim Schultz, Exhaling Einhorn Yoga. Today you've clicked on a hip opener practice. Gonna want one block, maybe two, and we'll see how long this takes to get through. So go ahead and start in child's pose today. Let's go with toes touching, knees spread wide, pressing your hips back, trying to work your hips back and down towards your heels. And then rising up onto all fours, toes tucked, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, and beginning to do a few rounds of cat and cow. I like inhaling on the cow, exhaling on the cat, working your navel down and then up and in, really feeling that movement in your pelvis as you work cat and cow, maybe even coming forward on cow, a little further back on cat. After a few rounds, maybe even going side to side, trying to work your side body off to one side, other side, just starting to warm the body up a little bit. And then when you're ready, tucking the toes and pressing back to downward dog. Getting into your downward dog, walking it out. Maybe bending one knee at a time. Slowly getting into your downward dog. And then when you're ready, inhaling your right foot forward, coming into crescent lunge. So beginning our standing warm-up posture. Trying to have all your toes and the back foot down. Heel trying to point up towards the ceiling. And then adding the arms up. Almost getting a slightly internal rotation of the back leg, slightly external of the front. Your front knee going off to the right. And then exhale your hands down, step back to downward dog. And on your next inhale, switching sides, left foot forward, crescent lunge. And we're going to repeat this pose. Coming up next to get a little more stretch and warm up. So exhaling down, stepping back downward dog. Now let's bring that right foot forward once more. Rise up into your crescent lunge. And then take your left wrist with your right hand and begin arcing to the right. We're trying to get a good psoas stretch here on the left side. So you can just come over a few inches to the right. Maybe lean back to go deeper. Coming back up in crescent. Grab an imaginary beach ball out in front of you. And then exhale, twist to the right. Again, we're stretching out this left side psoas muscle. Extend the arms out. Bring them back forward. And if you can, exhale forward, arms back. You're untucking your tail, and then carve that tailbone down, strong crescent lunge. Exhale down to downward dog. And then we'll do it on the left side. Inhale the left foot forward. Rise up into your crescent lunge. This time grabbing right wrist with the left hand, arcing to the left. Maybe even a little bit of a back bend. And then reset with your arms around that imaginary beach ball. Exhale, twisting to the left. Extend the arms out. And then bring the arms back forward. Back. Crescent. And exhale the hands down, coming into plank pose. Working through our first vinyasa here. Exhaling all the way down to your mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale up, cobra. Keeping the shoulders back. Elbows close to the ribs. Exhale down. Press back to downward dog. Then we'll be getting into more standing warm-up with Warrior One. Inhale that right foot forward. Back foot is on a 45, 60 degree angle. Front heel comes all the way down to the back heel. And here your hips aren't going to be square, but you can kind of twist your torso to be squared forward. Add the arms up. Working towards a good 90 degrees with that front leg. And then exhale the hands down through your lunge to downward dog. And second side, left foot forward. Again, back foot on that 45, 60 degree angle. Working the torso square. Adding the arms up. And then exhaling down, stepping back to downward dog. And the more familiar Warrior Two next. Again, front heel comes through to the arch of the back foot. Adding the arms open. Gaze off that front fingertip. Front knee is working to the right. Maybe even pulling your shoulders in, extending them out long. Flip the front palm up, reverse warrior, keeping the depth of the lunge in your front leg. And then exhale, cartwheeling all the way down through a lunge to downward dog. Second side, left foot forward. Getting your foundation and feet set up first, then adding the arms. And then flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Stretching out the side body. Cartwheeling the arms all the way down. Coming back into plank pose. Let's work through one more vinyasa. Exhale all the way down. Release the toes. Inhale up, cobra. Pressing back to downward facing dog. So I want to show you Spidey dog that we'll use next. So you set up like you do Warrior Two. That front heel going through the arch of the back foot. And then bringing your hands forward, almost downward dog arms, but you're pressing back, getting your butt back behind you. So sticking it out like you're laying an egg here. That's Spidey dog. And we're going to use this when we work our way into triangle. So just remember that. So coming from downward dog, let's set up like we do for Warrior Two. Grabbing your block, sticking on the right side of your right foot, placing your arm, your hand down on the block at whatever setting is comfortable for you, and then extending your left arm over your ear, reaching out, trying to make a straight line with your back leg, left arm, pressing this front knee into your right arm. So here, if the block is still too hard, you can get the elbow to the knee. Block, block, or down on your mat. Now here, let's go into Spidey Dog. So bringing both hands over, sticking your butt back, walk your right hand over to your block, the outer side of your right foot, straightening the right leg, and then you carve your right thigh under, working towards both legs straight, and extending your left arm up for triangle. And then releasing your top arm down. Maybe moving your block to the front of your mat here, stepping the back foot in a few inches, placing your right hand on the block, lifting up for half moon, working on your balance here, extending the leg up, maybe even adding the arm, maybe even looking back at your back foot. And once you fall down or come down, make your way back to downward facing dog. So now that we've explored that on one side, let's repeat it on the left side. Inhaling your left foot forward. Again, it's that warrior 2 footwork. Having your block at whatever setting is comfortable for you. And then extending your right arm over your ear. Again, front knee is pressing outward to the left towards the left arm. And then bringing both hands down to the right, pressing your butt back for Spidey Dog. Bringing your hand back over to your block while your butt is back. Straightening the leg, carving it under, and extending the arm up for triangle. Releasing the top arm down, bending the front knee slightly, bringing the back foot in a few inches. Again, if you're comfortable with your hand on the block or on the floor, whichever is good for you. Lifting up with the back leg. Having the hand there to start helps with stability, and adding the top arm up. Maybe looking back at your back foot. And then bringing the hands down through a lunge, back to downward facing dog. And then slowly walking your feet forward to meet your hands in a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, lifting halfway, flat back. Exhale, folding forward. And on these forward folds, if you want to have a block, those hamstrings aren't that loose yet, something to give you to hold on to instead of just your legs. And after a deep exhale on that forward fold, inhale, lifting all the way up to standing. Woo. Exhale, the hands in front of the heart. Inhale, sweeping your arms up. And let's exhale, cactusing the arms, lifting the gaze. Inhale up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. And then exhale, folding forward. And then walking yourself back out to downward dog. And let's go for three-legged dog here. So we're going to lift up our right leg first, taking it up, trying to take it up as far as you can, and then bending your knee and taking your right foot over to the left, opening up the hip on the right side, press through those hands, and extend your leg out, and straighten the leg. Turn the toes down. Try lifting your leg up high once more. And place the right foot back down. Now we'll do the left side. Inhaling the left leg up, bending the knee, extending it over to the right side, pressing through your hands. And straighten the leg, turn the toes down, lift up once more, and then bringing your left foot back down. So next we'll go for Anjaneyasana. So let's inhale the right foot forward. Your back left knee comes down to the ground. If needed, you can get a blanket or roll up your mat, double it over, give yourself a little bit extra padding on your knee. Take your hands to your back pockets and lean back. Begin to feel that stretch on that front left side. And then on an exhale, bend the knee over the ankle. Add the arms up for Anjaneyasana. And here maybe even looking back towards your thumbs or getting into more of a back bend, bringing the arms further back. And on an exhale, bring your hands down. Straighten your front leg if possible. This is where you could be using a block as well to keep yourself up. And here it's just taking a few breaths. Exhale forward. Inhale lift. Keeping your quadricep muscle fired. That lets your hamstring release. For half splits. Exhale forward, inhale lift, exhale forward, inhale lift, and then bringing a bend to your front knee, walking your right foot over to the right side of your mat, and here coming down onto your hands on a block, your forearms on a block for a deep hip stretch, also known as lizard pose in some circles. So trying to keep your right foot all the way on the ground on your mat, maybe coming up onto the pinky edge of the foot to extend the right knee out further, taking your gaze forward, and then slowly walking back up, placing your block off to the side. Bring both hands down and bring your left knee up, and then using that strength from your core, floating your right leg back to meet your left in downward dog. And let's do it again on the second side. Inhaling your left foot forward, back right knee drops down on your mat, on a blanket, or rolling your mat over. Make it a little extra padding. Hands to back pockets, lean back. And then come on forward, bending the knee over the ankle. Adding the arms up for Anjaneyasana. Again, maybe looking up towards your thumbs. Reaching back. And then exhale the hands down. Straightening your front left leg. And maybe you've got your blocks here to help you stay upright and help you to straighten that front leg. And then taking a few breaths again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. One more. Exhaling with the fold. Inhale, lifting up, bending that front knee. Walking your left foot off to the front left side of your mat. Coming down onto your block with your hands or your forearms, or all the way down onto your mat. Taking the left knee out to the left. Again, here you can see it better, maybe staying on your mat, your whole foot, or coming up a little bit onto the pinky edge. And then lifting yourself back up. Again, bring that right knee back up and then float the left leg back to meet the right. Coming into plank pose. And let's do one more Cobra Vinyasa here. Exhaling all the way down to your abdomen. Release the toes. Inhale up, Cobra. Exhale back, downward dog. Now we'll get into a little more hip stuff here with pigeon. So inhaling your right knee towards your right wrist. Having your knee, shin, ankle in one line. I like to have the back toes tucked so that I can get some leverage to go back or forward. Once you've got your leg down here, you can also have your 2 blocks to keep yourself upright, or try releasing your hands and keeping yourself lifted just with the power of your legs. And then slowly walking your hands forward to a sleeping pigeon. Here you can press your fingertips forward, rooting the hips back to change up the stretch slightly. And slowly walking your hands back. Roll onto your right hip so you can bring your back leg around. And here, taking your left hand behind you for support. Inhale your right arm tall. Exhale, crossing the elbow over the knee for a twist, or hugging, grabbing the knee. And not cranking the twist, but just using it as leverage and working from down low to make the twist happen. Move your neck back and forth. It's a good sign that you're not over exerting your twist. And then slowly release. Now, you've got your left leg over your right. Next, we're going to go for cow face pose, Gomukhasana. That can help to come up onto your hands to help cross your legs over a little better, and then sit back down on your butt. Now here, this can be plenty for most people, a good amount of people. For others, you may want to hold on to your feet, and as you exhale, lean forward. And another add-on that you can do, we've got the left leg over the right. So let's take the right arm up, pat yourself on the back, bringing your left arm under, clasping the fingertips, and then exhaling and folding forward in this manner. Slowly lift up, release the hands, and let's slowly uncross the legs, but let's keep this right leg down for fire log. So you've got knee, shin, ankle here, flexing of the toes, and then bringing the left ankle over the right knee. Left knee is over the right ankle. So being like 2 fire logs stacked. The Sanskrit name is Agni Stambhasana. Agony Stambhasana is more like it most of the time. So you want to keep the toes flexed and fired, keeps the shin muscles active, helps protect your knees. And here, again, just getting into this setup can be a lot. If you want to go further, like holding those flexed feet, and then exhale, folding forward. And let's release the legs. Take them both to one side so that you can come back to plank pose Let's work through a vinyasa and reset here. And now we're going to do the second side. So let's see if you've got one hip that's a little different than the other. Inhaling the left knee towards the left wrist. Again, getting yourself set up, whether that be with blocks. Again, knee, shin, ankle in one line. Holding onto your blocks of the floor, lifting up, keeping yourself lifted with the strength of your legs, and then slowly walking forward to sleeping pigeon pose. Again, you can press your fingertips forward, rooting your hips back further. Slowly walking your hands back to lift your torso, rolling onto your left hip to sweep your back foot around. And here, taking your right hand back behind you for support this time. Inhaling your left arm up. Exhale, hugging the knee or crossing the elbow over the knee for the twist. Half Lord of the Fishes. I might have snuck into my motivation beer early on this one. Excuse me. And slowly unwind. Again, working towards Gomukhasana, cow face pose. So coming forward onto your hands, lifting the hips up so you can cross the knees over one another easier. Just getting into this pose right here and holding it, folding this way, or taking the left arm up, reaching back behind, clasping the fingertips, and folding forward. Again, just noticing if one hip is different from the other. My left hip gets after me a lot more. Setting up for fire log once more. Left foot, knee, shin, ankle in one line. Toes are flexed. Taking the ankle over the knee. Knee over the ankle. Agni Stambhasana. Just getting there or working deeper by folding forward on the exhale. And then slowly lifting up. And let's take both legs off to the same side. Coming back to plank pose. Working through one more vinyasa here. Let's go for upward facing dog this time. So exhaling, your shoulders in line with your elbows. Flipping the toes. Pressing the arms. Lifting the chest and gaze. And meeting back in downward dog. And again, either walking your feet forward to forward fold or jumping forward into your forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lifting all the way up to standing. Exhaling, hands in front of your heart. Then releasing your hands down to your sides for Tadasana. Coming back into tree pose here. So taking that foot to a kickstand, calf, or upper inner thigh. Making a good seal with your leg and your foot, wherever you have it at. Hands to heart center, finding a point of focus. Maybe tempting your balance, growing some limbs. or even cactusing your arms again like we did before, and lifting the gaze up. And inhaling the arms back up. Exhaling the hands to heart center. And coming out of it, let's cross the right leg over the left, making a palindrome with your toes, like the bottom of a heart. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, folding forward to a block. Or all the way to the ground. Feeling that stretch on the outer side of your left hip. And if you're reaching all the way down and want to deepen, take your arms off to the right. Walk your hands back, slowly lift up, uncross the legs and give them a little shake out. Then doing tree on the other side, right foot planted, left foot finding its place, finding your point of focus. Inhaling your arms up, growing your limbs, and maybe cactusing the arms once more, lifting the gaze. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, heart center, crossing the left leg over the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold forward, again to your block. Or all the way down to the floor. Again, if you want more, reaching your arms over to the left. Slowly rising up, uncrossing the legs, giving them a shake out. And now let's lie down on our backs. Have your feet to your mat, and let's spread them out wide, just about mat distance here. And then beginning to do a few windshield wipers on a slow setting. Get each side one more time. And then bring your feet back to about hip distance. Keeping the knees bent as they are. Let's hug the right knee in towards your chest. And then cross the left ankle or right ankle over the left knee, reaching through for your left hamstring, threading the needle, pulling in with your arms, almost actively pressing your right knee away from you to deepen the stretch. And while we're here, let's extend the left leg up. Roll the ankle one direction, and then the opposite direction. Point your toes towards the ceiling, point your heel towards the ceiling, and then bringing your left foot down, uncrossing the legs, and bringing your left knee in towards your chest, crossing the ankle over the knee, threading the needle, grabbing your right hamstring, and pulling in, actively pressing the left knee away from you. Then extending your right leg up, rolling your ankle one direction, opposite direction, pointing your toes towards the ceiling, pointing your heel towards the ceiling, and then bringing the right leg down, left leg down. Let's hug both knees in towards the chest. Just do a little roll forward and backwards, just massaging the low back. And then grasp even tighter around the shins so you're rounding your back, and go side to side, getting the mid back. And releasing your grip and keeping your legs where they are. Send the knees out wide so you can reach through to grab the outer sides of your feet for happy baby. Extending one leg, both legs, rolling side to side. And then settling back down, releasing one foot at a time onto your mat for Shavasana. Final relaxation, corpse pose. Just feeling into your hips, sinking into your mat. Feeling your eyes grow heavy, sinking into their sockets. And slowly bringing some life back into your hands and feet. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Maybe reaching your arms overhead for one last full body stretch out. Before bending your knees, rolling to one side, and pressing yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Grabbing that motivation beer you've got. Thanks for coming on this ride with me. Hope your hips got a lot out of it and everything else. Cheers and namaste.